Hello class, my name is Maisie McKeown,
And I'm Kristene Mumby.
and we will be doing our project on women in sports.
So yesterday I was scrolling on the computer screen and I came across this tweet referring to the NCAA championship games. It says, "No NBA games tonight, yet they decide to have a bunch tomorrow night during the women's championship. I guess that's fair."
That's so annoying. But this actually relates to an article I was reading the other day explaining how women sports are rarely on SportsCenter, and they use the example of the 1999 Women's World Cup and basically saying that there is underrepresentation of women's sports on TV. They were mentioning Brandi Chastain, who was a player of the U.S. national women's soccer team, and they talked about when she scored the game-winning goal, she took off her shirt in celebration. This caused a lot of commodity around the nation to whether or not it was appropriate for her to celebrate in such a way. Men have been doing it for years, but when a woman does it, many disapprove. Speaking of equality, Title IX helps implicate rules to ensure fair treatment when involving men and women athletics.
Title IX bans sex discrimination in schools, whether it be in academics or athletics, and Title IX makes sure that each sport gets what they need and are on the same budget. The focus is on the necessity for women to have equal opportunities as men.
Title IX is a law to make sure that the same amount of money that goes to men's sports be used in women's sports. So, on the topic of men and women's basketball, obviously, the men's basketball team here at Maryland, everyone really basically knows how they do, and they're super popular. But I just recently realized how talented our women's basketball team is here at Maryland, which led me to thinking about professional basketball and how profitable the WNBA is compared to the NBA. Do you have any idea how much money men make in the NBA compared to women in the WNBA?
I mean, obviously the NBA is it's a huge franchise and it's very successful. The average player for the NBA that doesn't play, is on the bench, makes $3.1 million. And the average woman in the WNBA will make $55,000. For example, Gilbert Arenas, an NBA player who hasn't played even a half of a season since 2007 and isn't even on a team roster this year, will earn a guaranteed $45 million in the next 2 years because of a guaranteed $111 million contract he signed in 2008.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
crazy.
In the WNBA, the highest player will make $100,000 at most. Well-known tennis star Maria Sharapova is a great example of an athlete that many people enjoy watching based off of her looks. She makes a lot of money off of being attractive and appealing to the spectators. Instead of focusing on her ability to play tennis, the media focuses on how she looks.
I once read that Maria Sharapova is actually listed on Forbes as the #1 woman and number 26 overall in the top 100 earnings for women athletes. She earned $5.9 million for tennis and a whopping $27 million from outside tennis, meaning just all of like the pictures, the media, everything.
Wow.
So it's crazy. And that was from June 2011 to June 2012. Just one year. Yeah.
It's crazy. So obviously, when we're looking at Maria Sharapova and how she exemplified it in the media, it reminds me of the video that we watched. Remember that one, The Codes of Gender, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, seriously.
This video presents evidence and facts as to how the roles of women are portrayed in the media. Often in the media, women are portrayed as not being controlling of our environment, but our environment controlling us. And, you know, as you see in women athletes and in sports, they're showing their power and control by what they're doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people question their sexuality because of it. And so to prove their femininity and sexuality, athletes like Sharapova, Danica Patrick, I can go on and on, pose to prove their sexuality. But they have to in order to get attention.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, I saw the same sort of resemblance in reading Feminism, a movement to end sex and suppression. And basically, this is just how women in the media are just strongly encouraged to represent images that will appeal to the eye. So anyways, women athletes are just like a huge example, especially in Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit edition, because Alex Morgan was body painted, and the media just has a huge impact on the current state and progress of feminism views and feminism in general. This is the cover of the 2012 Sports Illustrated Swimsuit edition that special features professional soccer player Alex Morgan body painted naked.
So how much money does Sports Illustrated make because of that one?
Well, I read an article the other day, and it was crazy because apparently breasts are 5 times more profitable than sports. Yeah. At least for Sports Illustrated, they are. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition that features many women athletes make up 11% of Sports Illustrated annual revenue.
Speaking of women athletes, have you ever seen The Purity Myth?
No, tell me about it.
So it presents a guideline as to how many view women and their sexualities compared to men. It portrays the idea that for men in our society, sex is seen as good, and it is associated with good character of men, which is to be courageous, honest, and have integrity. As opposed to for women, sex is bad, and if the girl participates in sexual acts, her character is questioned.
So you're telling me that this film relates to women's sports because many times people are just encouraged to prove their sexuality within the media. And the ideal characteristic of a woman is sweet, pure, and a virgin, and a man being big, strong, and tough. Because women athletes have bodies that are seen as manly, they have to overcompensate their behavior and dimensions on the field or the court by proving their femininity.
Why can't women play their sport and not be judged as stereotyped as too manly or boyish?
I don't know. But you know what? This just made me think about Google and, like, the top results when you were to Google, you know, male athlete or female athlete. So look at the results. Many of the results for women were either them naked, have a full face of makeup, or exposed in one way or another. Meanwhile, men are posing fully clothed, looking masculine, and in action. All right, you know what? After seeing that and everything, I've just realized, in conclusion, that women's sports are just always somehow turned into a sexual act. Like, it's ridiculous. I feel like in order to attract fans to watch women's sports, they have to sexualize us somehow.
Wow. Well,
that's it.
Maisie and Bumpy, over and out.
Over and
You feel like a candle in a hurricane, just like a picture with a broken